All right, so let's solve and graph the solution set. X squared minus 2 is greater than 20. So our first step is to get 0 on one side. How do I do that? Okay, good. Move the 20 over. So x squared minus 2 is greater than 20. So move the 20 over. So x squared minus 22 is greater than 0. Step 2 is to solve the equation. Set it equal to 0. So instead of being greater than 0, treat it like it's equal to 0. So x squared minus 22 equals 0. Solve for x. So add the 22. So x squared equals 22. How do we get rid of the square? And so we get x is equal to plus or minus the square root of 22, correct? All right, so step 3, we're going to locate those boundary points in the number line and separate the number line into intervals and create our table. So we're just going to do that down here below step 4 because it's all going to go together. All right, so on our number line, we had what? Negative square root of 22 and positive square root of 22. Now, since we're going to put this into our table, and we're going to have to pick x values in between these intervals, what is the square root of 22 equal to? All right, so the square root of 22 is approximately 4.69, so negative 4.69 and positive 4.69, right? We're going to need those numbers to help us. All right, so do you see your intervals here? So we're going to set up our interval table. So remember, it says interval. The x value. The y value. And the sign. The sign's really important on this lesson. All right, so we're going to put in our intervals. And so we have negative infinity to negative square root of 22. Negative square root of 22 to positive square root of 22. And positive square root of 22 to positive infinity. Now, when we did in lesson 3.5, when we built our tables, we didn't have to worry about is it parentheses or brackets or any of that in it, okay? Because we were just actually trying to find our graph. But here we're going to. So remember that infinities always get parentheses. And then we got to go back to our original problem. What was the original problem? X squared minus 2 greater than 20, right? So is that going to give me parentheses or brackets if it's just a greater than? Parentheses. Remember, it has to have the equal to have a bracket. So since this is only a parenthesis, that means all of the numbers we got from it are going to be parentheses as well. So both of the negative square root of 22s, the negative 22 and the positive 22, excuse me, will be the square root of them will be parentheses. All right, so now we're ready to pick some x values. So I need an x value between negative infinity and negative square root of 22. Now remember, negative square root of 22 is approximately negative 4.69. So what's a number between negative infinity and negative 4.69? Wrong way. Yeah, negative 5. So, what about between negative square root of 22 and positive square root of 22?
0.
0, it's your best one. And what about square root of 22 to infinity?
5.
5. All right, so let's plug those in. So remember, we had solved it now. When we had worked this out, we solved it to be x squared minus 22 was greater than 0, correct? So that's what we're going to plug into. You always plug into the one that had the 0 with it. So let's go plug in negative 5. So it was x squared minus 22. So plug in negative 5 and solve it. So we get what, 25 minus 22, which is 3. And 3 is what? Positive or negative?
Positive.
Okay, let's plug in 0. Uh-oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. So we had 0 squared, which is 0, minus 22, which is negative 22, which is negative. All right, so let's plug in the positive 5. Now remember, we're plugging it into our original equation after we got it with a 0, okay? We had to get 0 on one side. So we got, what, 5 squared minus 22? What's 5 squared? Minus 22, which is 3. So the last one is a 3, and that is positive. All right. So we're okay with that? All right, guys. So step 5 says, what does it say?
Write the solutions.
We're going to write our solution set. So let's go back where I wrote in green the equation at the top. So it says x squared minus 22 has to be greater than 0. What kind of numbers are greater than 0? Positive. So our solutions are where our signs are positive. So let's see. I have a solution then right here. And right there, because in the sign column, they're both positive. So let's write our solutions. Our solution is going to be the negative infinity to negative square root of 22. Or square root of 22 to positive infinity. And that is your solution to this problem.